Oh, Steve and Larson! Don't you dare be sour. Clap for yourselves and feel the power. Yes. And all you people out there, you're watching Going In Raw with Steve and Larson.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to for now until WrestleFarts, the YouTube channel, comes along and Larson blows away the internet wrestling community.
Let's go and crap on all the other wrestling channels out there, huh?
But for now, this is the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to, and it's found at youtube.com/Steven Larson. It's found wherever audio podcasts can be found. And of course, taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Our coverage of the WWE Releases is up in our News Beef episode from earlier today. Yes. Thank goodness. After that, there were no more releases.
There was one more.
Tino Sabatelli. That's right. Yeah. He had been released before, I think, went to AEW for a spell. There was a weird rumor that he was like leaking info from AEW, but then when he got back to WWE, those leaks still happened. So yeah, there's the brief rundown of Tino's last couple of years in wrestling. So, hopefully he lands on his feet. From what I understand, he made quite a bit of money doing football, right? Something like that.
I would guess so, yeah.
Prior to
Based
NXT.
on what we saw him breaking ground, he had a nice house and stuff. So yeah.
So hopefully he's invested wisely, and he. I actually liked Tino whenever he was featured. He had like one of the better theme songs out there.
Like towards the tail end of his teaming with Riddick Moss, they were doing some fun stuff.
They were doing some really fun stuff with him, and I think one of them got injured or something like that, or maybe they just.
I think both of them did at one point.
Oh, geez. So, anyways, yeah. I'm sorry, the chat's just they're killing me right now with all the fart jokes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Anyways, also pretty decent stuff. Smackdown tonight, pretty fun episode. Some setting up additional setups for Money in the Bank. And of course, a huge return. That bum Edge who got stacked, pinned,
dude, like I told you,
humiliated.
If he had gotten his one-on-one match at WrestleMania like he won against Roman Reigns, he would not have gotten stacked.
Well, literally, he would not have been able to have been stacked.
You can interpret that however you want, but he would not have gotten stacked at WrestleMania if it was a match he wanted. Therefore, he deserves another shot.
I don't disagree that he deserved another shot. Daniel Bryan got another shot in a solo effort. Edge deserves
He didn't get stacked,
shot.
Did he?
Who, Daniel Bryan? There wasn't enough people in the ring to stack him. Stop saying that. No, he got beamed instead. He got beamed from SmackDown.
Got kicked off. Now, so first things first, we didn't know Edge was going to be there, so it was a unique surprise.
What a unique surprise.
And I know friendo Louis Dangor, I think it was him, posted on Twitter, and I echo his sentiments 100% because I thought the same thing as it was happening. It's very rare these days where something like that happens, where it's not leaked or WWE doesn't spoil it themselves.
Yeah.
Where there's a return that you don't know is coming. And regardless of what you think about Edge, whether he deserves another crack at Roman, it's pretty cool when, Roman's about to say something. You hear, "You think you know me." And out comes Edge. Good looking beard. It's brand new Edge.
Well, he's a bum still because he's going to totally lose to Roman Reigns. And then on top of that,
it's going to be Seth Rollins costing him that match. That's what's going to happen.
He didn't even see Roman up on the stage at the end of the show. He starts shouting at the camera where Roman is, asking where Roman is. And
that was kind of silly.
He's right there. He's right next to you, pal.
I wonder if there was a miscommunication there where Roman is supposed to go all the way backstage before Edge.
That's exactly. Mr. Sinister says, "You think you stack me?" Doom, 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 doom. That's funny.
Here's the thing: he can't get stacked now that it's a one-on-one match.
I know that because it's physically impossible to be stacked.
Argue against that. Can't argue.
You're right. I can't, and I'm not. Stacked once in the main event of WrestleMania is enough for me, though.
Again, a one-on-one match wouldn't have happened.
Okay, so enough shenanigans. Let's play this out. So Seth Rollins thinks he should be the next challenger to Roman. So obviously,
it's not going to happen. It's going to be Edge, and Seth's going to cost him at Money in the Bank.
Seth's going to cost him
their rumored match at SummerSlam.
Rumor.
Stop with that.
So, any chance the Money in the Bank briefcase comes into play with this? If Seth costs him at Money in the Bank, that means Seth's not going to have a match. Well, no, because Seth is going to be... The rumor now is that Seth and Edge are supposed to be the match at SummerSlam. So let's take that as gospel. Let's say that's in stone. That precludes Seth Rollins from winning Money in the Bank, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And Edge as well. Because Edge is going to be in the match against Roman.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that seems likely.
Two contenders out of the match entirely. Therefore, no possibility of winning a briefcase. Yeah, I don't know. Because I guess you'd think, let's do this. So if it's Edge at Money in the Bank, Seth costs him that match, and then they have match at SummerSlam. Roman is going to wrestle Cena at SummerSlam. And then after SummerSlam through the fall, if you want to come back around to Seth versus Roman, you can do that.
The fact that they said that they're setting it up right now, though, that doesn't lead you to believe that they're going to do it sooner than later.
Well, I mean, what sooner could there be? There's Money in the Bank. That's next. That's 3 weeks. One after that's SummerSlam.
Man, they don't plan out further than 3 months.
Well, then September, whatever that is, Clash of Champions. That's Seth Rollins. 3 months.
That's a big. Seth Rollins is a bigger match than that. Yeah, I don't know though. What if they just make it another triple threat? Yeah, another triple threat. You know what that means? That bum is going to get stacked again, Larson. I love it. You're a genius.
Rollins will get stacked.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's fine. You know, that's I mean, I'm not huge on it.
It's one thing. It's one thing for Edge to agree to be stacked once, but I have a hard time believing that anybody is going to agree to get stacked twice.
Is he going to use the old phrase, "Doesn't work for me, brother"? Like,
hey, say, if I'm in a one-on-one match, I can't get stacked.
I know that. Stop saying that, Edge. Listen, Vince. So yeah. Anyways, kind of fun stuff. So
I thought it was a pretty fun show. I thought
me too.
It's cool to see Big E getting a win over Apollo Crews. It kind of feels like it's their blow off because now that Big E is in the Money in the Bank ladder match, for the time being at least, he's moved on from the Intercontinental title seed. I think he's a pretty strong contender to get that briefcase at the end of the day. At which point he's well past the Intercontinental title scene for the time being. Especially if there's no Seth, no Edge. I could totally see Big E getting that briefcase.
Yeah, I could see that too. I just don't know if that's one of those things where, like, these days I honestly think that it's like a 50-50 proposition as to whether or not Vince is going to get buyer's remorse immediately after Money in the Bank. And then we see what happens with that. And I could see that happening with Big E. I could see that happen with pretty much anybody in this match so far. I mean, you got Ricochet and Morrison. They're not even going to whiff this thing. They're not going to come close to it. You got who comes out on top? Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Oh, Kevin Owens is going to win that.
He's going to win that because this was his loss last week.
Yeah.
So Kevin Owens wins that, but he's not a winning wrestler these days otherwise, so he's not going to win Money in the Bank. Because he can't, unless he shows up on Raw afterwards.
Yeah, if someone from SmackDown wins that briefcase, they're going to Raw.
They're headed directly to Raw at the draft. You're right about
Unless
that.
it was Edge. Edge is like the one guy I could think of on SmackDown that if he won the briefcase, they would have him cash in on Roman, given his history, cashing in, so on and so forth. Maybe Seth, but Edge is the one guy. Anybody else who wins from the SmackDown side, that means they're getting drafted.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. There just isn't anybody there. Or here's the thing. Could be vice versa. Somebody from Raw could win Money in the Bank and then be drafted over to SmackDown and lose to Roman Reigns in the cash-in. That's a possibility, too. Or they just take their time with it, and then it gets to, next January or February or March or something, and they can cash in. They can try anyways. Like Randy Orton. Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief versus Randy Orton. I don't think Randy. Well, yeah, no, but if you give it to Randy, he's got to win. He's got to win the cash in. I don't know.
Not necessarily.
Oh, you think Randy will cash in and lose?
Yeah, Roman will stack him in the briefcase.
Those can be stacked because they're two separate items. That's correct. That's good. Yeah, I get the point. Let's see here. And then because they don't have any more women on the show, Sonya Deville announced that Carmela's in the match. She just said it. She just said, yeah, hey, everybody. I appreciate at least that she brought up the fact that Carmela's a 2-time winner. So it's like, okay, that gives you a pass. I would prefer a qualifying match.
Yeah, but they're like after the last round of releases, I remember reading somewhere, I'll double check right now, there was only 7 women on the SmackDown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it says 9 here, according to Wikipedia. This looks correct. But you got so Bianca's champion. She's not in the match.
Right.
Sasha, haven't seen her since Mania.
Yeah.
Possible she can come back.
Well, according to Wrestling News Now, she's at AEW now.
Mia Yim, she's on the SmackDown roster. We haven't seen her since making that move. You got Tamina and Natalya. They're tag champs. Entirely possible that Money in the Bank, they're involved in a tag title match. So that really leaves Bayley, Carmela, Liv, and Sonya Deville.
That would I would be huge into that if she was like, and I'm gonna announce the last. She was always telling Pierce, "Hey, you should put yourself in that match." She would announce herself for the match. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. I'd be down with that. Cool. That'd be great.
Now, again, that's not to say that Sasha can't return before Money in the Bank, get in the ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Natalya or Tamina could either pull double duty, or they just don't have a women's tag match at Money in the Bank. They can be in the match. Point is, really, they have if everybody was there, they have the exact number they would need to do 4 qualifying matches.
Okay, so you got 2 Money in the Bank matches. So number 1, Money in the Bank's going to be another one of these probably relatively short pay-per-views.
You'd think so. 3 hours max, yeah.
Money's in the Bank takes a little while.
Yeah, those are typically well, they might be a little bit longer now that fans are back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do like even WrestleMania. Like the nights were fairly short. Mm-hmm. They still kept it pretty short. I mean, it's possible it goes 3 hours. But I'm trying to look. There's already been a bunch of matches announced. So we've got Lashley versus Kofi. We got 2 Money in the Banks. You've got the Raw Women's Title rematch happening there.
Yeah, that's 4 right there.
You got 4 right there.
Roman will have a match.
Oh yeah, Roman's going to have a match
against Edge. That'd be 5.
Yeah.
Seth will probably lose his Money in the Bank qualifier to Cesaro.
Oh yeah, huh?
And then he'll cost Edge his match against Roman.
So we've got 5 matches right now.
No, Bayley, Bianca will probably have their blow off.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Would they do a thing where the SmackDown Women's Championship is not defended because any possible contenders would be necessary for? Or would she have a different challenger? I mean, the fact that Bayley pinned her tonight and Money in the Bank is, 3 weeks away?
3 weeks away.
Makes me feel that they're just going to run that back. They just did Hell in a Cell. How is that not a blow-off?
Yeah, I know.
Like, what possible justification? I mean, I pinned you during a mixed match. A mixed tag match, rather? I don't know. I kind of feel like Bayley needs to get that Money in the Bank briefcase. Like,
give her something different approach
to
getting a title shot. Agreed.
Yeah. So anyways, let's just start this rundown here as you adjust your chair.
For the umpteenth time.
So it starts out with Roman Reigns. He's in his suite, and Paul Heyman's like whispering to him something. Jimmy comes in, and Roman's like, Jimmy, where's Jay? And he's like, he's a no-show tonight. And he's like, where is he? And he's like, man, I've been calling him. He's like, I finally got a hold of him, but he's not coming back. Roman's just beside himself. Jimmy says, listen, number 1, I ain't nobody's bitch, but I'm here for you. Roman's, and he's like, I could do this. I could be your, he doesn't say I could be your right-hand man. Roman brings it out of him. Master manipulator here. Roman says,
truly,
what you're telling me is you're going to be the right-hand man? And Jimmy's like, Jimmy says, I'm not saying I can do what Jay did. And Roman kind of mocks him. And Jimmy says, yeah, no, I can do what my brother does. He says, I'm not anybody's bitch. I'm not saying I could do what he did. And Roman kind of mocks him. And Jimmy says, I can do what my brother does. And Roman just says, prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy's like, well, I don't even know how to do that.
Well, I don't even know what that means,
you
but
want me to
okay.
go get you some ice cream sandwiches or something? I don't know what you want.
Let's take a quick break here to get a word from the sponsor of today's show, Sheath. So, Steve,
Yes.
if I'm correct, you are a boxer brief guy, yeah?
You guessed correctly. I like to keep my business secure, but also I need some room to let my dude parts breathe.
All right. Well, let me tell you about these Sheath boxer briefs I got on. Okay. They're designed to keep your man bits off your legs. Oh. See here? Sheath has 3 individual compartments. I got a pair right here I could demonstrate.
Oh, wow.
3 individual compartments to keep everything down there separate and cool and comfortable. Yeah. Just think about it this way. Sheath has an inverted kangaroo pouch. I'm holding it right here.
I can see
for
it.
Your Joey to keep it from sticking to your thigh.
Got your hand all up in there. I definitely don't like when things get sticky down there, though, Larson, unless I intend them to get sticky. You know what I mean?
You don't have to get into that. Sheath's got a modern ergonomic design that's intended to prevent skin-on-skin contact for extended periods of time, which can cause heat and sweat. And when you put heat and you put sweat together, what do you get, Steve?
Nasty, smelly funk. You get junk funk. That's funk of the junk. No one likes junk funk. It's the worst.
That's right. That's correct. But Sheath prevents all that because everything is separate. That means no spelling undercarriage, and that means you'll chafe and readjust way less.
That's right. So if you want to keep your front area cool and comfortable, go to sheathunderwear.com/raw for 20% off your order today. That's SHEATH underwear.com/raw. And make sure to use promo code RAW at checkout.
Trust us, you'll be doing your junk a favor by going to sheathunderwear.com/raw for 20% off. Again, that's sheathunderwear.com/raw for 20% off. Here's another word from the sponsor of today's show, BetterHelp. Several years ago, while dealing with severe anxiety, I learned the importance of talking to a therapist, but also discovered that it could be extremely difficult to find the right person to talk to. Today, BetterHelp is providing a safe and private online environment where your needs will be assessed and you'll be matched with your own licensed personal therapist.
BetterHelp isn't a crisis line, nor is it self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online, all without having to ever sit in another uncomfortable waiting room.
BetterHelp is dedicated to facilitating great therapeutic matches. Send your counselor messages at any time or schedule regular weekly phone or video sessions. They've made it free and easy to change therapists if needed.
And you don't have to limit yourself to counselors in your area. BetterHelp services are available worldwide so you can find the expertise you need regardless of location.
And we want you to start living a happier life today. As a Going In Raw listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/raw. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health.
Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw. And before we get back to the show, let's get a word in from today's sponsor, Liquid Death. Hey, Larson.
Yeah?
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah. So this is going to be a regular thing now. You doing your Stone Cold impression with a can or two of Liquid Death.
Oh, hell yeah. Is this a can of beer? This is a Stone Cold can of Liquid Death Mountain Water, and I'm about to hit my thirst with a big stunner after I crack this open, and that's the bottom line.
Well, speaking of the bottom line, you know that most of those plastic bottles you think you're recycling don't end up getting recycled because recycling plastic doesn't help the bottom line of recycling companies. It's just not profitable for them.
But this here awesome-looking tall boy aluminum can is infinitely recyclable because recycling centers actually make money recycling aluminum, and Liquid Death donates 10% of their profits to help kill off plastic pollution. If you want to end plastic waste in our landfills, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So if you want to drop a Stone Cold stunner on your thirst,
Bang!
Go to liquiddeath.com/GIR to get a free set of cozies with your first order of any case of water.
Or just grab some at any Whole Foods or 7-Eleven. And while you're there, look that clerk in his little beady eyes and his mealy mouth, son of a bitch, and give him a stunner. Then we get a Bianca Belair promo to start the show.
She talks about being on the road to Money in the Bank 3 weeks out from being in front of fans and being out of the Thunderdome. She said tonight she's about to whoop Bayley again, but after she won Hell in a Cell, she hasn't stopped celebrating or shining her title. She says that she's made it so clean and shiny she can see a reflection. So when she looks into it, she knows that she did it. She won. That she withstood everything that Bayley threw her way, and she'll never forget what she went through at Hell in a Cell. But she couldn't stop smiling because she walked out with the women's title, and she's proud of the girl she sees in her reflection because she didn't allow a bully to get to her. So with if there's anyone out there dealing with their own Bayley, this is a reminder that you are so much more powerful. Those bullies can laugh like the Wicked Witch, but ding dong, the witch is dead. Seth comes out next. He says, oh, it's a night of celebrating with Bianca, and we're out here celebrating because we both had overcame adversity. You a little bit, me, Seth, a huge amount. I overcame the haters, the doubters, and the trolls when I had pinned Cesaro. I dominated him. Now I'm moving up all the way to the tippy top. Says Bianca, you didn't dominate the way I did. You squeaked by beating Bayley. Some would call it a fluke. Still a reason to celebrate, though. Give me a high five. Up top.
She's
no?
like, mm-mm.
Down low. Nah? No? And then Bianca says, who do you think you're talking to? Doesn't he know that you're teaming with Bayley tonight? And Seth says, oh, yeah, Bayley's going to beat the hell out of you. But, yeah, high five. And then Bayley walks out.
Yeah, Bayley comes out. She gives Bianca some more shit. Bianca lays her out. Seth tries to, he sort of hops in there, tries to keep Bianca away from Bayley. Bayley uses that distraction to sucker punch Bianca. Cesaro comes running out, throws Seth out of the ring as Bayley's throwing Bianca out of the ring, leaving him and Bayley. She's still bitter at him for destroying her Ding Dong Hello set. Starts yelling at her for that. And they did this really smooth thing where Bianca comes running in and Cesaro catches her and swings her around so that she kicks Bayley. Mm-hmm. It was a really cool little move there. And then we have our match, Seth Rollins and Bayley versus Bianca and Cesaro. I thought this was a lot of fun. The finish saw Bianca setting up for a KOD on Bayley, where Cesaro is chasing Seth. He inadvertently runs into her. She drops Bayley, who then knees her head and Rose plants her to get the win over Bayley in the mixed tag match. So yeah, it's a really fun match. So everybody's
it is a fun match. And that's another episode of SmackDown where it essentially begins with a 30-minute segment. You get a promo bit, which leads to match, and they give the match a ton of time. And it paid off. It was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Next, we see Jimmy Uso pacing outside of Roman's locker room. Paul Heyman exits. Jimmy asks him, what does Roman mean by prove it? So Paul then explains that Roman needs a right-hand man. If Jay isn't going to show, maybe it could be main event Jimmy Uso. And Paul says, if Jay understands anything, it's winning. And Jimmy says, so you mean to win a match? And Paul says, yes. You may make the match for you. Jimmy agrees to that. Says he's got it. He's got under control. He'll win. And Paul says, all right, good. But if you don't win, he kind of pats him on the shoulder and just walks off.
This was a lot of fun because it was short and it was impactful. It was the coronation of Kinsuke Nakamura. So Boogs is out there. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. He introduces the new king of all WWE, Shinsuke Nakamura, and he comes out in the most pristine white variation of his outfit.
It's amazing.
It was
amazing.
Beautiful. They've got a throne. Boogs is on the guitar. Shinsuke sits in the throne. He puts the crown on. It looks great. Boogs is doing his thing. And then we cut to backstage, and Kayla interviews Baron Corbin, who's watching. And she's like, and it's funny because they had the audio mix kind of off because through the music that's playing, because Shinsuke is just dancing around to his music. Boogs is acting a fool. And she's interviewing. She says, excuse me, King, Baron Corbin, what's your reaction to this? And he's like, I lost my crown. I lost everything. What's even the point? And he just
he lost half his life savings or something like that.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
I missed because it the sound was a little bit wonky.
Yeah, he was really mumbly because he was sad.
He was very mumbly, and it was hilarious. And he skulks off. I thought that his performance was really good, and I was like, and then Pat McAfee was standing on. I love that they're giving Pat the freedom to be a clown sometimes because he'll stand on the commentary desk, and he's got Stone Cold Steve Austin water bottles, and he's banging them together, and he's doing this business. It was hilarious. I loved this because it was all of like 5 minutes. It was not very long at all.
It was super short, yeah.
It was pretty great. So hopefully they'll do something with Shinsuke down the line.
Yeah. It was pretty solid, and hopefully they do something, with King Nakamura. We cut backstage. Pierce and Sonya are rocking out. Seth walks in. He says, "The time is now." That's someone's catchphrase or part of their theme song. And Pierce asks, "What can I do for you, Seth?" And Seth says, "No, it's not about what you can do for me. It's about what I can do for you." He says, "Tonight, Roman has his State of the Universal title address. If the subject of that address is next challenger, you're looking at him." He says, "I don't need to list off my accolades, but," he says, "I've never been more prepared in my life for this challenge. And more importantly, no one on the roster deserves that opportunity but me." And then Pierce says, "Well, I'm inclined to agree with you. Well, I'm not ready to make that decision yet." And Sonya says, "I'll take it under advisement." And he's like, "All right, very well. See you later."
I like this because during the meat of his request,
He got very serious.
And it's like, oh, so he kind of, there's like an amount, like there's some self-awareness there in the character that he's like, hey, I'm putting on this goof show kind of. But it's all kind of a facade because I'm still the guy. I'm still the architect, you know? I like that. I like that a lot. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot.
He's going to get stacked. It's going to be a triple threat. He's going to get stacked in Money in the Bank.
Nah, I don't think they can do a triple threat again with Edge. It's going to be 1-on-1. Seth's going to cost him the match.
After that, we have Apollo Crews. Speaking of Money in the Bank, Apollo Crews versus Big E. Qualifier for Money in the Bank. Again, lots of good stuff here. These guys really have good chemistry in the ring. There was a whole sequence where Apollo Crews was given these German suplexes.
Oh, yeah.
And then, he wasn't releasing. He did like 3 of them before he finally released. In the end, though, Big E found himself on the outside with Commander Aziz. He was about to apply the nail to Big E, and the ref caught it. So he got tossed. Immediately, Crews goes for a roll-up. E gets out of that, hits a big ending for 3 and the win.
I really like the Apollo Crews countering the Big E's Uranagi in the corner. As often as they've faced off in matches, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Moves that performers regularly do. People have a counter at the ready. So I like that. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Nice touch. After that, we had a Sami Zayn interview. He's super excited about beating Kevin Owens. He said, "I want to say one thing before we get started with the interview." As Kayla interviewing him, he says, "I used to see the world as in chaos, filled with injustice, but after winning at Hell in a Cell, now I see order. The universe is a machine to deliver cosmic justice." Says it might be the best week of my whole life. And Kayla says, "Well, how do you feel facing Kevin Owens in Money in the Bank qualifier next week?" He's like, "Hold on. I don't understand. I beat Kevin Owens. I got the justice I was looking for. Now they're all sticking it to me. Just not messing with me now." He's like, and then he warns Kayla, "You're just not messing with me now. You're messing with karma. You're messing with the cosmos."
His belief system seems to turn on a dime, doesn't it? I used to believe that the universe was a chaotic place, but now I see order. The universe is a machine. Those are 2 very different philosophies right there.
Yes.
And when he started yelling about it, he's sticking it. I was like, all I can see now is Costanza.
I know.
And he even laughs like Costanza. It's pretty great. So anyways, when we get back from commercial, Sami Zayn comes up to Adam Pearce, and he's like, "Why do I have to beat Kevin Owens again?" He says, "I should just be in the match. No, better yet, you should just give me the Money in the Bank contract." Pierce says, "Yeah, that's not going to happen." He's like, "You're going to take on Kevin Owens next week, qualifier for Money in the Bank, and it's going to be a last man standing match. That's going to be good." Kevin Owens has had, this is his second one this year.
Oh, gosh.
Hopefully they don't include handcuffs and a truss in this one.
Yeah, I hope not. There was this great bit after Pierce said that, and Sammy goes, "So any chance they'll still just give me the contract?"
He said, "No."
Pierce says, "That's off the table."
That's off the table, yeah.
Sammy tells Pierce he's playing a dangerous game, not with me, but with the universe.
Ooh, a dangerous game, the most dangerous game. After that, Sonya Deville comes out. She just sort of announces, she says, "Hey, you know what? This person is a 2-time Money in the Bank winner." So she's in the match. Carmela comes down. She has a bit of a promo, says, "Thanks for making the obvious choice. In addition to being," as if it's like a footnote, compared to what she's about to announce. She says, in addition to being a 2-time Money in the Bank winner, I am also the most beautiful woman in WWE. She says, so I'm going to give you a chance, Sonya, to redo my entrance the right way to announce me correctly. And then Liv Morgan's music hits. She comes out and says, hey, hold on a second. So let me get this straight. So declaring yourself the most beautiful woman in WWE gets you an opportunity, gets you into the Money in the Bank match. She says, I beat this conceited princess last week. I know I belong in the Money in the Bank match way more than her. And Carmela says, yeah, look at me and look at you. And Liv slaps the crap out of her. Sonya says, Liv, that's a heck of a way to make a statement. If you think you deserve it, take on Carmela right here, right now. But there was no promise that this was going to act as a qualifying match for Liv Morgan.
No,
so.
not for Liv. No, yeah. It was just like, hey, prove you deserve a spot.
Yeah.
Which is a subjective thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyways, this match happens.
Match, yeah.
Yes. At one point, Carmela has the advantage. You can see Natalya and Tamina watching the match backstage. Cut back to the ring. Carmella's yelling at Liv, saying that she's the star, not Liv. And then out of nowhere, basically, Liv hits her finish.
Mm-hmm.
Too close to the ropes, though. Mm-hmm. Carmela gets her foot on the bottom rope. Liv is frustrated. She pulls Carmela to the center of the ring. Mella rolls her up, only gets a 2. So then Liv goes up top. Carmela hits a couple of shots, a super kick, and then does the bit where she does like the handstand Rana off the top.
Yeah.
Liv rolls through that, though, into a pin combination to get the win.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, chances are she's going to end up in the match. After that, we've got an interview with Jimmy Uso from Kayla. She says the pressure's on. Jimmy says, tonight I dedicate this victory to the family and to Jay and he says, Roman, I hope you're watching. And then we get the main event match. It was Jimmy Uso versus Dolph Ziggler. Mm-hmm. And that bit where Dolph hits a zigzag. So there's a bit where Dolph ends up on the outside. Jimmy comes off the ropes and does a suicide dive, and Bob Roode takes a fantastic leap over the announce desk. So Dolph is able to sort of take Jimmy's recovery and hit a zigzag into the stairs, and it was a really great bit. My only complaint is the ref started counting. He was at 5, and we go to commercial. I can't stand when they do that.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that was a nasty bump.
It was ugly. Yeah, it was super ugly. It was great.
The corner of the steps hit him like right in his lower back. It looked awful.
Yeah. So they come back from commercial. Everything's fine. The match is still happening. And Jimmy ends up pulling off the win with a super kick.
Yeah. Kind of out of nowhere a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Yeah. And Dolph did it was kind of surprising because Dolph did a thing where he like sort of dead weighted himself to sell the effect of the super kick. So Jimmy rolled him over. It took a second for him to roll him over and go for the pin. And then it was just 3, and that was it. I'd have figured.
Yeah, no.
The
I was
extra
expecting
time.
A splash or something to get the win or something. So, anyways, we cut backstage. Roman and Heyman are watching there in gorilla position. Jimmy walks through the curtain, says to Roman, "What do you think?" And Roman just kind of nods a little bit, walks through the curtain, heads out to the stage, and Jimmy says, "All right, let's go do it." And Paul Heyman goes, holds him back. Go to commercial. We come back. We get the State of the Union address from Roman Reigns. So Paul Heyman says, I have many flaws, but being inarticulate isn't one of them. Introducing your tribal chief, this footage speaks almost as eloquently as I do. And he throws the footage of Roman destroying Rey Mysterio over the last few weeks. So then Heyman proceeds to run down all of Roman's defeated opponents.
I liked how he introed that. He says, no, because they had the Thunderdome fake chanting Roman sucks. No, the tribal chief does not suck. And then, yeah, he lists off Roman's challengers. It was pretty funny the way he said that.
Fiend, Braun, Kevin Owens, up until the Mysterios.
Mm-hmm.
It says that Roman launched the Mysterios into hell. He says in less than a year, Roman's cleared out the division. So he's going to do something that no one has ever done before. They have no other choice. There's absolutely nobody left. So Paul hands the mic to Roman, and he's about to talk. He's about to say what this decision is.
Yeah, what do you think? Speculate. What was this decision? It's never been done on TV before.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
We may never know. Edge interrupts. You think you know me. He's got a full beard, thick beard. Storms the ring. There's some brawling. Edge hits a clothesline off the apron, slams Roman's head to the hood of the announce table several times, puts Roman back in the ring. When he gets back in, Roman hits him with a Superman punch. He goes and gets a chair. Roman gets back in the ring. He eats a spear from Edge. So Edge then puts the chair under Roman's head, goes out to get another, turns around. Jimmy Uso attacks, hits some ground and pound on the floor. Edge responds by tossing Jimmy to the ring steps, that spears him through the barricade. Meanwhile, all this is happening. Roman's already up the ramp. He's basically on the stage. Edge gets back in the ring, screams to the camera, "Roman, you want me? I'm right here." Meanwhile, Roman's just right at the top of the ramp.
That bum. All right. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. I've got a thread right here on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Earlier today, we recorded an episode of Matt Chat with Louis Dangour. It's going up on Sunday. Every month we do our Matt Chat. $20 a month. You can ask a video question or a text question on Matt Chat of our special guest, and you get the Friendo Care Package featuring the Going in Raw comic book. It's a full-color adventure starring Steve and Larson. It's right here. Got a bunch of them, so you can check those out.
A tale that can only be told the pages of comic book. It costs way too much money.
You also get a signed 8x10. You get all sorts of bonus content, some stickers. It's a good deal. $5 a month, you get all our bonus content. And, it's good stuff.
Good stuff. Mirage Moonlight asks, will there be a men's or women's winner do the annual same night cash in? 1,000% yes. They're going to do everything to pop the fans at Money in the Bank.
I'm just trying to figure out which one it's going to... Big E cashing in on Bob Lashley after his match against Kofi would be the best. I can't think of a better ending to Money. Like, that would be the great. Absolute best thing you could do.
That'd be pretty great.
It would be amazing. I'm trying to think of what other likely... Because here's the thing. I don't know if people would pop. People love the cash-in, right? But I think Lashley is susceptible to a cash-in. I don't think Roman is. I don't know if anybody would want anybody to cash in on Bianca. I don't know if that's the kind of pop they would want.
Probably not.
I don't think anybody would complain if, like, ideally what you do is Becky cashes. Becky is a late addition to Money in the Bank, cashes in on Charlotte or Rhea. It doesn't matter. Nobody would care. Like, they would pop huge for that. Money in the Bank finishes with Becky Lynch as the Raw Women's Champion. Because she gave it up last time after Money in the Bank.
Heel Long Heavy says, same night cash in at Money in the Bank, and Roman stacks them and Edge.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a good point. You can have a one-on-one match and still stack people with a cash-in. Because at that point, it's triple threat.
Yeah.
I just don't, dude, I don't know. Edge gets stacked at Mania, then comes back just to eat an L from Roman. Man.
Jay Wobbles here gifted a sub to D Hayes 313. Thank you so much.
David Matushek, what's the possibility of Roman Reigns versus Edge being extended from Money in the Bank to SummerSlam?
Doubtful.
Yeah, well, I mean, just because it does seem like they're going to do Roman versus Cena. That just seems like Cena's already announced that he's coming back to WWE. There's the reports that that's what they want to do. So I kind of feel like that's going to be the thing.
Yeah. YouTubian, would it be good to bring people up from NXT from Money in the Bank qualifying matches? If they lose, it's just one off. If they win, it's exposure with stakes and meaning. It would be an interesting way, especially on the women's side of things. You know, SmackDown, their women's division is a little low on depth right now. A fun way to for a call up to make their debut. I'd be totally cool with that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Have one spot be an NXT spot, and have like a tournament for that spot. That's cool.
Yeah, that could be good. E-Dub, is Nakamura going to turn heel on Boogs or vice versa, or future tag champs?
I don't know if anybody wants Nakamura to be a heel. Like, he sort of lost a little bit of steam when he went heel on AJ that time. I just, I don't know if anybody wants to see that. Moses Supposes says, where would you like to see Damo after his no-compete clause? Impact. He'd make for
Impact too.
Fun Thursdays, more fun Thursdays. Wolfpack for life, not including Xavier Woods because he's number one. Power rank, best choices for the next King of the Ring.
Yeah, Woods would be number one. I kind of feel like while it's great that Nakamura has it and that he beat Corbin for it, it'd be all the more meaningful if he won the tournament to retain it.
Yeah, that'd be my number two. I'm gonna say while he's Intercontinental Champion, Apollo Crews. I think it'd be kind of cool, you know. Lots of accolades. Stack his accolades. Stack-alades.
I'll toss Matt Riddle's name in there too.
That's a good one. I would like to see King Sami Zayn.
That
would be hilarious.
That would be good. Night by Night. Recently, you endeavored to write a script for a 16-hour documentary on the history of mini fridges. You'll need funding to produce this opus and have set up a meeting with the execs of several prominent TV channels. What SmackDown superstar do you hire to help pitch the documentary to the network executives? It's Roman Reigns.
Roman doesn't pitch anything to anybody.
Exactly. It'll be made.
It'd be Paul Heyman. You're close. It'd be Paul Heyman. Talk about the ultimate pitch man right there.
Zoe Kinrana, I hope Edge's new gimmick is a guy without spatial awareness. He loses to Roman because he can't hit him with the spear.
Yeah, when he got stacked, he lost his spatial awareness. I don't know where I am. I don't know where anything is. Eddie Brock's Venom, with Becky on the return soon, could you see it be at Money in the Bank? First show back with fans, and also she gave the title up after the last one.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I could totally see that being a possibility. Maybe, you know, Carmela was inserted into it. Well, they probably want to replace her with a Smack. I'm trying to think of somebody they'd replace with Becky. So far it's Asuka, Naomi. Hey, how cool. Didn't you bring this up before? Asuka stepped aside for Becky. Yeah, that's a good
I don't know if I brought that up, but yeah, I think we talked about it.
Somebody in chat maybe brought it up.
I think so.
What if Asuka did that? She was like, hey, you know what? Becky, I won it last year. Becky gave me the title. Cheers, Becky.
Hugh Longheavy, which wrestler would you pick to come on and help legitimize your brand new endeavor, WrestleFart?
Yeah.
People in chat mentioned Natalya used to have a fart gimmick.
Apparently, yeah.
Also, just because Sid.
Yeah, be Sid. You know, ask, hey, was there a lot of beef going on in the ring, Sid? He's like, yeah, people would fart all the time. It was disgusting.
Oh no.
Let's see here. Oh, that's good. This is a great question. Wow, what a great question. Jay Singh. Who edits some of these video packages in kayfabe? Are there heel and face editors?
Wow.
What a great question.
See, in my mind, it's just they go to the production truck. If you're a face, you just ask politely, hey, can you put this together for me? If you're a heel, grab someone by the collar.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. On the back of the neck. Okay, I'll do it. I mean, that's why all those, I was reading the reviews on Glassdoor, you know, half of them are like, oh, this place is toxic. It's because all those heel wrestlers are coming up to him. Hey,
could be.
Edit this favorably towards me.
Could be. Mr. Monkey Biscuits, my only hope is that whatever woman wins Money in the Bank doesn't immediately cash in. Is Carmela the last one to win that didn't cash in on the night? Not including Asuka, since that was a slightly different situation. So Alexa won it, cashed in. Bayley won it, cashed in. They got Carmela and then you got Asuka. I think that's...
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah. Someone's cashing in that night, though.
Somebody is definitely cashing in. It's Money in the Bank, yeah.
Dang MQ, does Heyman mentioning Daniel Bryan twice tonight indicate he's going to be back? No. No. I think it's just a story beat in Roman's ongoing tale.
Yeah, he's a big name. He's a big deal. It is kind of interesting. There hasn't been a lot of word on that front, but maybe they're just keeping it really, really close, you know?
Could be.
I mean, he also mentioned Braun, and Braun's gone, but Braun's a big deal. This is a good question. We'll end on this one. JTV says, if you were Roman, What would be your one-liner to Edge when you see him for the first time since stacking him?
Didn't you get stacked?
That's what he's going to say next week. Edge, how could you even show your face here? I stacked you. I humiliated you.
He goes, I think I know you. You're one of the guys I stacked at WrestleMania.
I do know you. I stacked you at WrestleMania. Yeah. You want to go out for some pancakes? Do you know where Jay is?
Yeah. Yes, Edge where Jay is.
He's so preoccupied.
I know.
He's like, Edge. He shows up. Hey, I remember you. I stacked you at WrestleMania, Jay. I mean, Edge. Oh, he hates not being in control. He hates it.
I know.
It's
I
great. White Brownie just says, what if he says, kick rocks, bum? That's going to do it for us, everybody. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Kick rocks, bum.